It is October 21st, 2025, and my main account is actually down over 2.5% today, while my Roth IRA is up over 3%. So that is something that is interesting, definitely worth checking out. Usually, if the difference between the two accounts is only like 0.5% or 1%, it's usually not really, I guess, worth checking out. Well, I shouldn't say that, but it usually just has to do with like different allocations and whatnot. But this is like a very clear divergence, right? You have one account that's going down 2.5%, and then the other account going up 3%. So it's almost like an inverse relationship. So I thought it'd be interesting to check out these two accounts. But as of right now, I am down over 2.4% for the week. And for the month, I am up 3%. Past 3 months, I am up over 18%. Year to date, still up over 124%. While the past year, I am up 209%. All time, still above 455. So let's take a look at some stuff I got going on here. So if you guys notice, I do have one covered call missing here, and that is because I closed it out. I'll show you guys in the transactions in just a second. I did make over $900 in that one though, so I am happy about that. Solana's still below 200. We have Robinhood that is down over 3.8%. We have Nike that is up a little over 0.8%. Palantir is barely down, actually. We have Pepsi that's also barely down. RAPX is down over 3.5%. But now we have my Roth IRA where I am up over 3% today. And as you guys can see, we have Chipotle. Well, let me take this to the daily gains. So we have Sweet Green that is up almost 10%. Chipotle that is up over 1.6%. We have Cava that's up over 4.5%. So it looks like these food stocks are actually doing pretty good today. If we take a look at today's standouts, I believe Coca-Cola, Capital One, NASDAQ, and Netflix all reported earnings today. So Coca-Cola is reacting positively to the earnings report. It's up over 3.5%. Capital One is up 5%. We also have the NASDAQ that I believe was up about 3% earlier today, but it's giving up a lot of those gains. Now it's only up slightly more than 1.5%, but we have Netflix that's down over 6%. And just to briefly touch on Netflix, something that I've been noticing these past couple of years with all of these media companies and streamers is they've been cracking down very hard on members, trying to squeeze every dollar out of them, posting up a lot more ads, asking people to pay for no ads when they already have a subscription, right? So for example, like Amazon Prime Video, when it used to be, if you already had an Amazon Prime subscription, you would just have an ad-free Prime. At least that's how I remember it. But now I think ad-free is an additional $3 a month. And then we have other streamers like Disney, Netflix, of course, where they have family plans, and even families that are paying full price for a monthly family subscription are still seeing their accounts locked, even though they're not password sharing, or at least in a way that I'm thinking about it, right? Whenever I'm talking about password sharing, I'm usually thinking about two people that are not related. One friend is giving the other friend a password, right? But I'm talking about literal family plans that are being paid in full. Whenever people are traveling or the device that they're watching on, it indicates that they're not literally inside their house. It'll like lock up their account. It'll ask for email verifications. It'll give them like certain amounts, like set limits. And it's just been way too restrictive. And in my personal opinion, I don't think all of these monthly increases in prices for like video subscriptions are even that worth it, because you still have all of these free websites where as long as you watch the commercials, the movies are free, and TV shows and whatnot. We're starting to get to a point where I think physical media is even getting cheaper than being subscribed to all of these various streaming sites like Paramount, Netflix, HBO, Peacock, etc. I think we're starting to get to a point where it's just cheaper to buy the movies that you want and or stick to a free site, right? Or just rent them. So obviously, I don't know the exact reason why Netflix is going down, but I have a feeling that the sentiment around Netflix within like their consumer base is starting to shift, or it has been shifting for many years. And now we're just seeing a bad earnings reaction to their stock price. But as for my recent transactions, I believe we last left off on the margin interest, but I did go ahead and deposit my cash back from my Robinhood Gold card into my Roth IRA, earning an additional 3% match on top of that, which is very nice. And then, of course, I closed my 150 strike covered call for a profit of roughly $917. And as for the comments on my previous video, I only have two. We got Hoover Labs that welcomes me back. I appreciate it. I'll give you a like. We have, I honestly don't even know how to pronounce your name, but you're asking, how did I get the conviction to buy Robinhood at the price that I bought and hold it long enough? So I have numerous videos that I posted in the past talking about why I bought Robinhood at $10. And I'm pretty sure I even have a video that is titled why I bought Hood at $10. So you can try to look for that as well. But as for the second part of your question, which is holding it long enough, so that has to do with like numerous factors. One of them is obviously I've been in the market for a decent amount of time now. So I got into the market when I was like 19 years old. That was roughly 2019. So you guys can probably guess my age. But I've been in the market for over 5 years now. And obviously starting out when I was like super excited and just flip-flopping strategies, trying to learn everything, trying to make as much money as fast as possible. Obviously, I came across all those videos talking about covered calls, selling options, generating income, and I was very fascinated with that. So I would sell covered calls on my stocks, capping out the gains, which was unfortunate. But what I'm basically trying to say is whenever you're just starting out or you don't have as much experience, you tend to want to make moves right now, if that makes any sense. Impulsive, like you want to sell covered calls because you want that income now. You want that feeling. You want to know what it feels like to get that premium income and actually say that you have another income stream, right? And I get that feeling because growing up, I had really basic jobs. You know, I wanted to learn stocks partially because I wanted to make more money and have something else that I could rely on, something else that I was a lot more interested in. So obviously starting out, I was like, man, I'm going to sell these covered calls. I'm going to sell these options, even though it caps out my gains. But long story short, throughout like various lessons learned throughout my investing journey, I've just decided that it's not really worth my trouble. You know, it's much better if I just invest in a company that I really like Robinhood, and just hold, right? But another part to that question is there's something called a Sam Benner chart. You can Google it. I've shown it in my videos in the past. But basically, there's this farmer that I believe he lived in like the 1800s, but he has this chart that is kind of strange because it almost predicts when corrections are going to happen in the market. So that is another thing that I kind of go back to every now and then. I actually really need to buy it so I can like have it framed or something. I think it'd be kind of cool to have a poster of it and whatnot. But the third reason why I just tend to want to hold my stocks is because I found that I just enjoy the feeling of ownership, right? Like being a Robinhood shareholder, a SoFi shareholder, or like Pepsi or whatnot. Like I just enjoy the feeling of ownership. Nike is another good example, of course. I just like being able to say that I own these stocks and I'm an actual shareholder, right? Even though it doesn't really matter because I don't have enough shares to actually make a difference in the company, it's still just a nice feeling. So those are just some reasons as to why I tend to hold my stocks a little bit longer than some others. The issue that I find myself in now is actually I maybe tend to hold it a little bit too long, right? Because recently Robinhood tagged 150 and then it came back down recently, and I did make a little bit of money off covered calls, but you could also make an argument that I should have just sold some shares and just built up a savings pile. So that's another valid argument. But yeah, those are just some reasons as to why I tend to hold my stocks a bit longer.